What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 213 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the mayor of Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's going on, everybody?
Sorry, I accidentally demoted you to the mayor. You're still the mech mayor.
That's not a position. That's a state of being.
It's both.
I just completely
skipping everything.
Right, skip everything. We got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Powdered sugar attack. Powdered sugar.
We got the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
We hunting in 4K, baby.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about the anime of 2022. We're going to be talking about our best old game. We're going to be talking about Monster Hunter, the Persona ports, and the Resident Evil 5 remake that's inevitably going to happen.
Without this card game, you don't have Pokemon, because Pokemon is literally just a reskinned Magic the Gathering.
Actually, what was that? Duel Monsters game that was literally a child's Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Land and everything.
Yep. Duel Masters was
Duel
also.
Masters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a legendary dub.
Bro.
Oh, yeah, let's just make this a completely different show.
Oh,
Duel
Duel Masters.
I actually liked the card game when it first came out.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
an
this
interesting idea. Basically,
off of-
everything's everything was an equip card?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like, yeah, this is cool as fuck. I don't
think-
really
What were
understand
you
it.
equipping the cards to?
I think you could
Other
also
cards?
use. You can use anything as a land. I don't
Anything as a land?
know. It's been. I mean, shit. I was 10 when this game came out. Probably even younger.
We were that old?
Right.
Yeah. When did Duel Masters first come out?
I have like zero context for Duel Masters.
2002. Duel Masters was 2nd fucking grade, bruh.
God.
2002, I
Damn.
was, 10.
Yeah. I was 10.
You're right. Yeah,
I was
shit.
in the 2nd grade. I was concerned with nothing
That's 20
other than
fucking years
Pokemon.
ago.
Wait,
That's
no.
21
No,
years
it
ago.
originally debuted in Japan in 2002.
Okay.
It hit the U.S.
Oh, so we were even older.
Right.
Yeah. What was it, 12? When did it come here?
2004.
Okay.
It hit the States in 2004.
Well, that's not bad.
And guess what? Guess who was doing the English publishing of the card game?
Bandai.
Fuck.
Fucking Wizards.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking Wizards of the Coast, who
Yeah, they-
discontinued it in 2006.
Yeah, they discontinued it because they didn't want it to bleed into their.
No, it just wasn't making that much money.
Yeah, it probably wasn't making enough money. And
It
they're
wasn't
like, all
making
right.
that much money because, like, basically at that point, number one, on the anime side, it couldn't compete with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Yep.
And number two, if you weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, you were playing
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering.
Apparently in Japan it's fine.
Yes, it's very popular in Japan.
Oh, it's still going.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
I mean, you know, the Final Fantasy card game is something that is still somehow going on. I still see like packs on the Square Enix store. Oh, they're like new series. I'm like,
I'm sorry, they have a PS.
I mean, there's plenty of Final Fantasy content for them to pull from.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
guess
think
that makes sense.
the
That's
new
for sure.
series that I saw was 16 cards. And I mean, you don't need enough, like, any character that has had official art that's all you need to make a card of it.
This
I mean,
one
it
went
worked
up to
for,
2002.
Works for a lot of things, actually. That's basically how most of the card game mini games and a lot of the video games worked.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially how Marvel Snap works. It's like, you got an official portrait or character
Ooh.
art of this specific character on a transparent. Cool. Throw it in the game.
We'll figure it out. This don't even have to have shit to do with your character.
Right? I mean, Cyclops is just like doesn't have an effect. Cyclops doesn't do any of the Cyclops shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
that's pretty Cyclops.
No, yes. Also, he's like a 3-4 or something. His power to thing ratio is pretty good. And just put him in a Patriot deck that gives him a +2 for free, and he works with, and he gets bonuses from fucking Silver Surfer.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I probably need to start back seriously playing because I keep going back playing like an hour, and I'm like,
So
Nah.
each character only has like one card.
yeah.
No, there's variants of all the cards.
Well,
Do they do something different?
No.
Okay,
No.
that was my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Rather.
matter how many different night crawlers you get; they're all
Mhm.
variants, and they all do have the exact same effect.
Oh, it's just which one
Which one's
fits the
cooler?
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one looks cooler, honestly?
Yeah.
And they look pretty fucking sick. They're overpriced as hell, but they look sick.
Yeah. And the ones you get for free aren't bad, so.
I will say, like I complain every time we bring up Marvel Snap, the card acquisition is too damn slow and it pisses me off. Every time I open a fucking cache and not get a fucking card, it pisses me off so much. So much.
You mean like it takes too long to get those cards, or like
Well, no, it's
literally
basically-
the animation of doing it takes too
literally.
long?
I want to say I haven't got a card in like 4 or 5 collection boxes.
And
In each
like it
box.
gets harder to level up the further you go, so you need to do more. Like you need to get your collection level up more to get more, or is it a set number of levels?
No, it's
sounds
a
like-
set number. It's a set number. You need to get up. I want to say it's like 8 between boxes. I want to say it's like 8 or 16 between boxes or something like that.
I don't know. It sounds like they don't respect your time.
I mean, they do, because like all you got to do is play, and the
Well,
matches
see,
are
here's the
quick.
thing about it is, if it wasn't random with the rates being shit, we could say that it respects your time. But the way it is, it doesn't.
So
Like, I've
like you can't buy a certain pack to hope for like a cosmic pack, and here comes
Oh, you can
No,
buy the
your
Cosmic
cosmic
Battle
No,
Pass
Yeah, you can buy battle passes, but you can't buy cards.
at all.
There's no way to legitimately buy cards, and your variant shop, is only pulling from cards you have.
Right.
ew.
So even if you like, let's say Spider-Man has a variant. Spider-Man, like if you don't have a Spider-Man card, you can't get the Spider-Man variant. Just won't show up in your shop until you get it.
So what if I want like an X-Men deck?
No. No. Number one, the cards. Basically, the way it works is depending on your collection level, you're pulling from one of the pools.
Mhm.
And up until you hit pool 3 around the 500 something collection level, then it's random. So it's like you get a random card out of pool 3, 4, or 5 once you hit pool 3.
I don't think I've made it to pool 3 yet. I just fell off so hard off that game.
Yeah, I rushed to pool 3 because I was like, ooh, let me get like Mystique and run like a Mystique Patriot deck or run some of these crazy combos that I keep having to fucking deal with every time I play. And the game's like, no.
No, you don't get to do that.
I have checked. I have gotten lucky on my last 2 boxes and got a card.
Mhm.
Not necessarily cards that I want, but I've gotten cards. So I'm basically right now I'm looking at 4 out of 10. Some shit like that.
I see.
Yeah, it's like about 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Every 10 boxes I get, I'm getting like 4 cards.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
And then the collection tokens you get aren't enough to get you a card in any reasonable length of time. So it just pisses me off more.
I mean, I don't know what the problem is. You get challenges every 2 hours, and we expect you to play 10 games every 2 hours, and you'll be all right.
The
In
problem is I'm
perpetuity.
just not getting a damn card. I just want fucking cards. I don't care about anything else. Give me cards.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to deck build without cards.
Right. And
Yeah,
also the fact that like a lot of the key engines for certain
most of
deck
the fun.
styles are only in pool 3. I still don't have Hella. I like playing discard decks because I like the little bit of gambling that comes with it. I don't have Hella. I don't have Hell Cow. I don't have Dracula.
What are disc pools?
What?
What you just said? Like you like playing
I play a discard deck.
discard. Discard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
basically,
to shed. I see.
right. It's like play Blade on turn 1, discard a card, play Morbius on turn 2.
It's
He
Morbin
gained
time.
2 power for every single card you discard.
Oh.
Play Moon Knight on turn 3, discard a card from my hand, discard a card from your hand.
Oh man, I know there's some fucking sick Moon Knight variants in there. I already just know it.
Do they have the Asagi Moon Knight?
I mean, I don't know because I don't have Moon Knight, but just like certain characters in you hear, and it's just like, yeah, based on some of the variants that I have, I'm like, yeah, I would totally take a variant in this style of this character, and it'd be sick.
Let's see. Moon Knight. Let's see your variants real quick. Because I think he only has a couple of variants.
Not like 5.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
while we talked about Marvel Snap, which is a 2022 game, last week was Game of the Year. We forgot to do one thing before we got into the news, and I promised Alana we'd do it towards the front of this show so she could break it out into a smaller piece of content. So, we're getting into our best old game of 2022. Because all of us, I think, mentioned our best old game, but we didn't officially give each of our individual awards. So, for me, my best old game of 2022. So, the best game I played in 2022 that did not come out in 2022 was Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Because I finally beat that game and that DLC, and it was a crazy good experience. It was good enough that I restarted playing that game on my Steam Deck. And I'm honestly thinking of going back and getting some of the trophies that, like, Chapter Select will just let you go and do the thing. So, like, get the darts trophy, get the box breaking trophy, get, like, those that I just kind of, like, missed of. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get through this game, so I want to go do the VR missions, stuff like that. But, yeah, for me, Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, I knew it was a game I needed to play, and even with the stuff that I knew about it, and because, like, I watched the ending on YouTube beforehand, but, like, it didn't have the same context, it didn't hit as good, and then, like, the intermission DLC was just really good. Yuffie would have been broken in the base game, and it'll be interesting to see in Rebirth how they handle, like, if Yuffie becomes a usable party member, if Red 13 becomes
I want to see how they handle everything at this point.
Yeah.
I'm interested because
I am invested.
Just the potential there.
Right.
Because there are plenty of moments where you're not like, well, maybe not plenty, but there's enough moments where Cloud isn't in the party, to whereas like I feel like they can get a system going to where any of those other characters are going to work. Like Red 13, I feel like they had it there, and they're just like, yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to add him right here as a playable character, so they NPC'd him. And, eventually I got over it.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see how, like, some of the other characters are going to work, because there's Kate Sith, there's Vincent,
Vincent's going to be a mechanist. He's going to apply the disassemble
think you're thinking of Sid, because Vincent, it's the edgiest McEdgy.
Yeah, but he'll just be an edgy mechanist.
Yeah, he has a gun though.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all you need. You don't need a hammer.
gets
You don't need a
guns?
wrench.
I guess he just throws a empty magazine at you instead of a wrench.
Yeah. Just pistol whips you.
Right.
All right. So, Chris, what was your best old game?
My best game that I played last year that was older than last year was Yu-Gi-Oh! The one game that, other than 14, that I put so much time into.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel came out last year.
Yeah, that's a last year game.
Yeah,
Was
that's
it
a
2022?
Yeah,
Yeah,
January.
It came out in January.
Oh, that's what I thought.
The
It's
first
now
week.
only a year old.
Right.
Holy shit. Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to come
was
back
that
to me.
not in was that not in your game of the year list?
No, because that literally probably would have beat out 14.
I thought.
Played that much Yu-Gi-Oh! I never said Master Duel last week. I always thought it came out in 2021, like at the end of 2021, but that makes sense.
Master Duel was like my top 3. Girl, can you stop all that sneezing?
All right, Jalen, best old game.
Cyberpunk. That's the game that really broke in my Steam Deck.
Okay.
Oh
yeah. It's a lot of fun It's a lot of fun with all the patches. It's, as I said when Cyberpunk first came out, it's a solid 7 out of 10 ass game. Like, it's a 7 out of 10 ass game. And now that it performs well, like, you know,
I mean, that's the one game that I'm playing on my Steam Deck mostly too.
and it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the story, hanging out. I'm about to ruin Pam's life in the back of her own car. Let's rock.
Yeah, I was gonna get Cyberpunk when it was on sale, but I was too deep into 14, and now with this other stuff coming out, I'm gonna wait for the next sale again and try again. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, I got games on my wish list that it's just like I'm gonna wait till there's just a ridiculous sale and then probably scoop some stuff up. But between 14, Monster Hunter, just the avalanche of games, because it's like something every week, sometimes twice a week. Not necessarily like everything is for everybody, but like we just have
a lot every week.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, Madrid, what was your best old game of 20?
My best old game, it was going to make my list, but, you know, we had to rotate that. It's going to be Miles Morales. Spider-Man Miles Morales. I really enjoyed playing it. The PS5 version, and I enjoyed Spider-Man. What is that, 2018?
Yep.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that game. I never got around to finishing it, but it was just like, I'm not going to say it was too much stuff to do, but there was a lot of shit to do. And then you had like those stealth missions with like Mary Jane or Miles before his powers.
Worst part of the game.
Right. Oh my God.
Objectively.
And this kind of like trims those pieces off and just is more just like, you know, you're really in your city, you're swinging around, you're doing your shit, you're being Spider-Man, you know, and it's got this different flair to it. And then Miles has his different powers and abilities. He has a couple gadgets, but he has his own camouflage, and then the Venom strike. That shit is just cool as hell, and it looks so good. And I really fucked with the story. Like the ending, I was distraught.
Performance RT.
Because
the glass, like the parts of that game where glass is involved, and like the colors of the powers, and like
because even like that last fight with the tanker, like that shit was. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I'm like, this is a fire ass final boss fight.
Putting that hardware ray tracing to work.
Right. Like, she's pulling out all these different tools. Like, yeah, I've been making shit just to beat your ass. And he's like, yeah, but I've been fighting your ass. I know your shit. You have to stop this. No! Capitalism must be stopped. I'm like, she has a point.
Yeah. The Tinker wasn't wrong, you know?
Yeah, until Miles was like, yeah, that's just going to blow up it's going to blow up Harlem.
Right. It's like your
care
philosophy
anymore.
is not wrong, but your methods, though.
Right.
What's your methods?
I mean, granted, she's fueled off of hate at this point, and
Right.
she doesn't necessarily have a reason to believe him.
Who isn't these days,
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah. But Miles Morales, definitely go check it out. I haven't deleted it yet because I want to get the platinum, and I just have to run through it again. And yeah, basically, I just have to run through it again.
Yeah.
I have
That
to
new
play.
game plus, and you can skip cutscenes, and apparently they don't
Yup.
restrict. They don't have the parts where they're like, all right, go do some side stuff now. That it's just.
No, I did all the little shit.
Well,
Already,
New Game
so
Plus will reset all that stuff and put it. That's why
right. I'm going to
always made a
ignore it
new
now.
save.
I got the blinders on because I didn't ignore it before. Like anytime I saw a crime, I was stopping that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my block!
These streets.
I would turn around with the exaggerated swagger of a black youth, and I was fucking out, baby. Like, come on. I'm throwing you off a building and having a mysterious net save you. Okay, all right.
Not mysterious. If you watch the frames, every time you get a KO, you'll see him throw out the
Yeah,
net.
you see him throw the little gadget.
He's like, I'll
and then
beat your
it
ass,
catches
but
him.
I won't kill you.
I won't kill you.
And it's a JFK bullet, so it can change trajectory midair. So you shoot it left, it comes back right, and catches them on the side of the
Wanted.
building that you're standing on.
Everybody wanted in unison.
Okay. So, Chris, did you find an actual old game?
Did you spin the block?
I did. I mean, I feel like I've said this 2021, my game of the year was Village, and that's what I would say Village again because in 2022 they came out with the DLC. The
Okay.
DLC was amazing.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
Didn't they add a new mode? Was it like
Yeah, third person, or you could go third person.
Yeah. Did you play like that?
No, I want to do a run with in third person. I just played the Rose DLC.
How was that? Like, do you play as Rose?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess
all
so.
grown up. Well, not all grown up. She's like 16.
So is there like a time skip? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the game, at the end of Village, you see her grown up at her dad's grave because Best Dad saved her life over his and dissipated.
What
Friggin'
year is it
Mudwater
in?
Dad.
I don't know what year that is. It's 16 years after 2021.
Okay, so I don't know. The thing I'm wrapping my brain around, so is the next game going to be in the future? Or is it just going to be about
The next
somebody
game
else?
is 4 Remake.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
I'm
I need
right
to
now.
size
I would
that.
like a Dino Crisis remake before I get
No.
9. I would
I don't-
please.
Yeah.
I
That
just
would-
I kind of want to shoot a dinosaur.
I mean,
That
they're
honestly,
putting out Exo Primal. I don't know what.
Primal. Yeah.
I don't know what you're
That's
expecting to happen, but Exo Primal is what you're going to get,
Not the same.
and you're going to like it.
But
That's too damn bad.
I think honestly, Resident Evil is going to go back. I think they just did the Rose thing just to end out Ethan's kind of arc in his story. But they're going to go back because at the end of Village, the BSAA that Chris works for was acting up and had zombie soldiers. So I think we're going to get the next one is him fucking up the BSAA.
Chris,
Okay, so it's just going to be like a different.
Yeah, Chris Redfield. I mean, he's
Okay.
the one who found him. Sheva might come back because she also works for the BSAA. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
A Chris
Heck,
and Sheva game for 9
Not possessed.
Yo.
into
Yeah.
5 Remake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still against the 5 remake. I will say that right now. I'm still against it. They're probably going to do it, but I'm still against it.
I buy it.
Right?
I'd buy the fuck out of it. I'd buy the fuck out of it. Like 5. Okay, I'll admit this. I'll admit this. 5 is in my top 3 Resident Evil games. I can admit that. I can thoroughly
100%.
admit that. 5 is in my top 3. 5 was fun as fuck. 5 was the most fun Resident Evil game. I will admit that wholesale.
I think it's my second favorite one.
Nah, I gotta
Resident
put.
Evil 3 was okay. I don't remember 3 didn't strike me as much as 2 did.
See-
It was short.
It's because it was short. I would say for me, my number
Code
one.
Veronica.
God, Code Veronica was good.
Out of the ones I've played, 5 is my favorite.
That was a good one. People will say it's not a real true Resident Evil game. It was fun.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just like, you put punching boulders in a video game.
See, here's
That
the thing
was
about
supposed
5.
to be in the most serious moment of your life. Sheva is about to fall off a cliff into lava in a volcano, and you're punching a boulder to save her.
Here's the thing about it is 5 was the natural escalation from 4.
Yeah.
When 4 fully embraced the fact that Resident Evil as a franchise is a B movie, 5 was when they had fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, I would play the fuck out of a 5 remake. I don't want it. I'd play the fuck out of it though.
They are getting a little. I mean, they remade all of them at this point. I mean, with 4 coming out soon, they could stop. They could stop there and just worry about.
I mean, they could just like do
I
anything.
mean, remake Dino Crisis.
Or Code
Leave
Veronica.
Resident Evil alone.
There's
Or
still Code Veronica. Or if you're gonna remake anything, because my number 2 is actually the DS Resident Evil game.
Ooh.
The one on the boat.
Revelations.
Revelations 1?
Yes, Revelations 1 was
That's a
so
good one,
fucking
too.
good. It was so good.
Revelations 1 was a really good spin-off.
Nice enclosed. You're enclosed on a boat with fucking horrifying biological weapons. I wish they were a bit more sea themed because of the whole boat thing, but whatever, I can live. The fact that you have to scan enemies you haven't seen to get more health items. So you were constantly low on health items. That game was great.
Yeah, it was really good. They did all right with 2, but 1 was really good.
See, I felt like with Revelations 2, instead of continuing the tight, contained, smaller storylines of Revelation, that's when they wanted to do episodic, when episodic games were a thing.
Yeah.
And that fucked that up.
That was a terrible time.
Episodic games are still a thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are they?
Yeah. What was that? We Are OFK? That was episodic. That came out in 2022.
Huh. I did not play that game.
I played the first episode of that game.
Oh.
But the only way to buy it was to buy all 5 episodes. I intend at some point.
So you had to buy all 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Why make it episodic?
I mean, because they came out once a week, and it was like episodes of a TV show. Like, that game is really... It is an interactive TV show. All you do is choose the text messages that people send. And it's not like branching stories or whatever. You're just kind of like interacting with that one part of the story.
Okay. I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's like back then, though, it was like Sonic was episodic, Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Well,
And they could have been
1
really
was
good
episodic,
games.
2 was just like a standalone.
No, I'm talking about like 1 was episodic.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
Wait,
that 2
for what?
was episodic.
For Resident Evil?
Revelation. Yeah.
Revelations 2 was the episodic one.
Yeah.
Hitman was still episodic, you know.
I mean, there was plenty of episodic when it came out at a time when episodic games were in vogue, you know.
They tried.
But like many of them, the whole episodic thing didn't do anything for it.
It's like
It
the
really
core
just gave
culture
me the
we
space
have in
to forget
anime
about it.
these days.
It doesn't. And 2 could have been really good. I mean, they brought back Claire, Barry.
Right. Heck, I'm going to say right now, if they cut out the Barry stuff and expanded the whole thing with Claire and Barry Jr., like that would have been like a nice little Code Veronica right there.
It would have.
Heck, it was emulating a lot of Code Veronica. Them being kidnapped and put on an island full of fucking zombies and shit. That's literally Code Veronica.
That's good.
I think one of my 14 books just got dropped off.
Hey, which one did you get?
The Endwalker art book.
Nice.
Just because I hadn't pre-ordered it, and I was like, add it to the collection. I'm thinking of making a section on one of my bookshelves just for Final Fantasy XIV books.
I like that. How many? I want to get the older ones like Heaven's Ward and all that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Wario 64 always tweets like buy one or buy two get one free deals. I think I might do that for especially the Stormblood ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stormblood had some really cool shit.
Yep. Really. They had their story was okay. It was not hitting they had to follow up Heaven's Ward, but the dungeons and the trials in Stormblood were really good.
Yeah. All right, so Jalen, you were saying you had up the nominees for the Crunchyroll Awards earlier.
Yep.
I guess we could go through those and cover those because I've been watching a lot of anime lately. I resubscribed to Crunchyroll, so I watched Gundam Witch from Mercury, started watching the Nier anime, and last season watched Chainsaw Man, watched Bleach. Still keeping up with My Hero. I think I'm just one episode behind in My Hero. Actually, since it's Saturday, I might be 2 episodes behind, and I'll just watch those 2 episodes at one time later today.
Oh, yeah. Every Saturday, it fucking goes down.
So, I'm going to do that and then be ready for the My Hero chapter tomorrow.
Has anybody watched the Nier anime yet?
Yeah, I watched the first episode and then up until the end of the opening of the second episode.
I'm saving it. I knew I was going to want to watch at least 2 to 3 episodes back to back, so I'm like, I'll just wait.
Well, today makes 3, so.
Yeah, today.
It's a good day to sit down, play some 14 on one screen, anime on the other.
I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter Rise, so.
I'm playing both of them.
Both of them.
Well, let's do these Crunchyroll awards before I start talking about Monster Hunter Rise, because Monster Hunter Rise is it's better than
about Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay, let's just go to Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise, I feel like you said when the game came out, if this was on anything other than a Switch, it'd be primo.
And it's better than I was expecting. So
yeah, there was legit moments last night where I was like, there's no way I'm playing the same fucking game.
Right.
Like, this is a completely different game. Like, especially changing the filter to like the Warring Lands filter.
Oh yeah, the Warring Lands filter.
Upping the performance, the frame rate, just tweaking everything to the max, and then like just being in that shit. It's like, yo, what game is this even? Like, I'm dodging shit that would normally hit me.
That's cool.
Frame rates.
Frame rates.
Optimization. Having power behind it.
I'm making out details like on the spirit birds. I'm like, oh, they're actually birds. I thought they were just floating orbs, and bird was just like a fucking...
Just the name to make it sound pretty.
It's an honorific. Like, yeah.
That was a burn.
They are birds. They have wings. They got little legs. You can see their beak and their eyes now. I'm like, yay, yo.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And of course, Monster Hunter played the Monster Hunter Curse. I was playing from like 8 to like fucking...
Right. I played 6 hours straight last night and did not realize it.
Looked up. I'm like, it's 1?
Right. Yeah. At like
Monster
2 in the
Hunter.
morning, I was like, it feels like 10:30. What happened? So...
The good game, when a good game hits, that proper dopamine trip.
Because the 60 frames per second is one thing. It's like... So we turned it on, we put it in performance mode, and then turned on all the graphical options, and then the Warring Lands filter, and then zoomed the camera all the way out. It turned off all the pop-up like tutorial things just out here. I think I have 3 more quests to do before I'm HR3, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's still got like, because the cool thing with Rise is it was a little more stylized than World, because it wasn't there graphically, so they kind of really leaned into the art style of it. So having that now with the graphics, it makes it a good time. Yeah.
There are the omissions that make you remember it's a Switch game, like the fact that we are still in 4-player lobbies. Like, it was 8 of us playing at one time in one Discord call, and it's like, yeah, in World, a 16-player lobby, we could be switching people in and out because we'd all be in the same session, but because it's only 4-player parties, like, we just essentially got, like, it was the forward group that had made more progress, and then it was our group where it was Madrid and I and Alana and one of the Rupee's friends, Smush. The 4 of us were just going through and getting to Hunter Rank 2, and then Smush had missed one of the hunts, so we went back and did that. I think that was after you got off Madrid.
Yeah, that was like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, we did Lagombi, and then we did Tetranodon again, so now Smush is at least Hunter Rank 2 with all of us.
Yeah.
It just feels so good. It feels like a new game. I can't wait for the Discord integration on PlayStation, because that was the thing.
My God, I can't wait for Sunbreak now. I'm like, man, fuck.
Yeah,
hurry it up. Hurry it up. I want my Switch skills, damn it. I want Master Rank.
Right.
It's fine. Aren't we supposed to get it like in spring or something?
Yeah, my estimate's April. I know.
So what you're saying is you're going to have Sunbreak right before part 2 of Witch from Mercury.
Yes. Hopefully I get them at the same time.
Yeah, I need to watch part 1. Maybe that's what I'll do today.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, it's a good Gundam. Like, Gundam fucks. That's just fundamentally.
Gundam fucks.
Gundam
This is
fucks.
true.
It is always fucked. You just gotta find the one that fucks for you.
I feel like Gundam is sort of seeing a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah, it's because the anniversary, they're
bit.
putting a shit ton of money into, like, Gundam stuff.
Outside of Gunpla, because Gunpla is fucking money. Like, they've been making money off of fucking Gunpla.
Yeah.
I slick want one. Slick want
I slick want Gundam Ariel.
Yeah.
Right? I think the Gunpla for that is out.
That's not a piece of information I need to confirm or deny. Because I legitimately don't have space. I'd want it to be big, and I just don't have space for a big-ass Gundam figure just anywhere.
They got
that's the one thing you're missing, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to get rid of something to make space for it, and, like... I probably just... I need to get rid of my Overwatch stuff, and I need to get... I need to get rid of all these Justin Roiland related posters I have.
Yo, fuck Justin Roiland.
Right.
Look, it's Loot Gaming gave me posters for Trover Saves the Universe. I got the Rick and Morty Collector's Edition that came with the Last of Us poster, which I might keep, but I also kind of want to get rid of this Overwatch Anniversary poster for something else. So Amazon keeps advertising poster books to me, and I'm like, But getting rid of posters would not help me get a Gundam.
You could put a shelf there, and then that would help you get a Gundam.
That is.
But then I'd literally be surrounded by shelves.
It's not only would you would have time to find a spot for it, even if you bought it now, because you still have to build the fucking thing. These are Gunplas. You still have to put them together.
Yeah. I'd watch one of those ASMR, like custom Gunpla Because they'll like build it, and they'll like use X-Acto knives and like sandpaper
they'll get
and
the battle
Dremels.
damage on it.
Yeah, those shits go
Oh,
hard.
that's cool.
Right? You got to use the exos to get the scratches, the sandpaper to get the like abrasions. You know,
Right.
get creative with it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one where they were using like a torch to like burn the barrel of the gun.
Ooh.
Because it was like a Gundam that used actual ammunition, and so like they took the like barrel part of the gun and like used a torch, like burnt it, and then like assembled it.
That's fucking.
That's cool. By the way, if you ever get into Gunpla, just stick to high grades.
Master grades are the ones you got to paint, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm not that deep in the shits.
No.
Yeah, basically, if you just want to build Gundams, low level, have fun, I want to say it's master grade.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I'd probably start with whatever the lowest grade is and work my way up. But then once again, I'd have to have like twice the size of a gaming room and just get like one of those like floor to ceiling cases that have like the big spaces for shelves and like just
Yeah,
figures in one of those.
type of shit you'd see in a toy store or like a retro shop that has Gundams in it. I know exactly the design.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So while we're talking about just Japanese things in general, GranBlue, they just had GranBlue Fest, and
Okay.
they showed what they called the second trailer for GranBlue Fantasy Relink, even though it wasn't the second trailer, and they had a official trailer 2 already. I don't know what's going on here. But it was a cool trailer. Like, it really got me stoked. This GranBlue Fantasy Relink is the game that was originally being developed by Platinum Games. It's a third-person character action game in the GranBlue universe, and the trailer they dropped just makes it look super cool. If you guys want to check it out, it's in the Drop Talk channel in the Discord. But that got announced, and we also got GranBlue Fantasy versus, what's it called? Resurrection? It's something. Hold on. Go to the FGC channel. We got GranBlue Fantasy versus Rising. And so that seems to be an entirely new SKU of the game. It looks like they're doing kind of the Under Night thing where, because GranBlue Fantasy Versus is only on PS4 and Steam, and it looks like it's getting a PS5 release where they're doing rollback netcode, crossplay, adding more characters, more stages, so more content, and all of that's coming out in 2023. So that, like, GranBlue Fantasy, and also looking at like some of the details about what they're adding to the game, they're adding mechanics. I already said new characters, new stages. There's new story content, and rollback and crossplay are confirmed. They're doing a graphical overhaul where in-game shaders and post-processing effects have been enhanced. They're adding a new online lobby, which looks like it's going to have more people, because like GranBlue kind of had small, instead of it being like large, big open hub areas like it was in pretty much every other game of that era, it would be like a small room you would go into where 2 people could play and like 2 people could watch. Looks like they're adding mini games like to it, like Mario Party style mini games. So that's interesting. So I don't know, GranBlue. I want GranBlue to really make a splash in the West, but it's just, and Relink might be its opportunity, but at least we're getting the games.
That they won't release an actual like English translation of the fucking game.
Yeah, that's madness.
Like straight up, just give us the fucking game.
Yeah, give us an app on our phone.
Like I want to play GranBlue. I want to play the Gacha. It looks sick. Like, come on.
Yeah. Hopefully that's something like, because GranBlue Fantasy Versus, I mean, it got a community around it. It's kind of one of those games where
it released without the full tools to make a full Splash in the West, the fighting game. And now, with the fact that it's coming with the proper, with what should be standard practice in fighting games these days, rollback, actual features, you know, the game might have a second chance at life. DNF Duel is having a bit of a resurgence right now after its last patch.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep, they had a whole big balancing patch.
I mean, it'll be interesting. I think DNF Duel just didn't have content. And so, like, all the people I know who regularly play fighting games, even the ones that got DNF Duel when it first came out, it doesn't seem like it has any staying power. Like Tekken and even Street Fighter V and like Guilty Gear Strive, like all these games have more staying power than it seems that DNF Duel had. GranBlue shit. Even like GranBlue got murdered by the pandemic because everybody had to play online and it didn't have rollback. And so I think just these tools, like getting a native PS5 version, hopefully not costing a fucking arm and a leg to get the game with all the content after this much time of the base game being out.
Find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so another thing that came out this week, Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden got ported to everything. They're on Game Pass. They're available on PlayStation. They're available on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finally, Persona fans.
Right?
Persona.
I mean,
somebody showed the PSP save menu because when everywhere apparently they ported Persona 3 Portable, the save system is just the PSP save system. So,
yep.
It's like, here goes the PSP save architecture running on the Switch. And it's like, that's cool. That's one of those details. Like, Crisis Core doesn't have it. Birth by Sleep doesn't have it. I can't think of any of, like, the PSP games that have come forward that have, like, the little tile cards of the PSP save system. That, like, every game you'd hit save and it'd bring that menu up. Like,
right.
None of those.
I mean, they say it's a remaster, but
I mean, it. So all I did was watch the opening video for Persona 3 Portable. I actually played some Persona 4 Golden. Like, I got through the first probably 4 days before Monster Hunter came out. And Monster Hunter's just like, it's eaten all my time since it came out, essentially.
I mean, it's Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's Monster Hunter Rise running at 4K 60 frames per second with the Warring Lands filter on it, which is like, it's like certain colors are highlighted, certain colors are just like converted to black and white. Like all the monsters look differently, your weapons and your armor look different. So it's like I'm using pretty default, basic, boring shit, but it still looks cool because it's an entirely different look to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you want to just do a couple of the Crunchyrolls?
I'm just going to do the important ones. We can start with Best Original, which is Bride Wing Golf Girl Story. Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story. That was entertaining. That was a good time. Healer Girl, didn't watch. Lycra's Recoil, that was pretty good. Orbital Children, Vampire in the Garden, and Yuri Deko.
I don't think I watched any of those. Yeah, I don't think I. Even if you had like put all the posters of all those anime without the titles, I wouldn't be able to pick most of them.
My recommendations are Birdie Wing and Lycra's Recoil. Both of those are pretty good. Birdie Wing is Golf Mob Yuri, basically. And Lycra's Recoil is what if John Wick was anime girls?
Huh. Okay.
Just
cool.
Straight up. Then you got like, anime of the year. You can just go to the big one. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Lycra's Recoil, Ranking of Kings, and Spy Family.
For me, it'd probably be Demon Slayer.
Isn't Cyberpunk on that list?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. For me, it would either it's Cyberpunk for sure.
Yeah, I voted Cyberpunk because out of all the ones that I've seen, that's the one that made me feel the most. Because this is the second half of Ranking of Kings.
Oof. Yeah, the Ranking of Kings is next. After that would probably be Demon Slayer for me.
Oh yeah.
Cause like Demon Slayer, while this was my favorite arc, and like they went incredibly hard with that animation, it's still not
came out
like it still wasn't better than Cyberpunk for me.
Right, and then also like Cyberpunk made me feel things.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of things.
Was mostly just a feast for the eyes. But Cyberpunk, I felt things by the end of that. I felt a lot of things, mostly sad.
Oh, so Jalen, you finished it?
Oh yeah, I finished it. Finished it a while ago. Yeah, finally sat down and watched it. It's what Edge Runners is what I ask out of a Cyberpunk story. It's one of it's great.
Yeah, everything was there. They had like drugs, sex, alcohol.
Everyone looks hot as hell. The fits are sick as fuck. Like
random people got the Gawkmaster 5000 VR just on the streets.
Right.
Just nodding off.
Just sitting on high in a virtual. Just God. But that's the thing about it is all that is Cyberpunk as fuck because you got to remember these are all people delusioned and abandoned by capitalism. Life sucks.
Both the sub and the dub are excellent.
The music is great.
Oh my god. And then Trigger with those visuals. I also like seeing them play around in that world. Just them being completely unhinged like that was fucking crazy.
Right. And also it was brightly colored.
Oh yeah.
I love how the colors pop in it. Just
as it should be. It's not like dark and broody. It's like while it does have those moments, it's still
broody under a neon sign.
Right. That shit really works. Like they really fucking crushed it. Like that's my anime of the year for sure. If that's the cutoff for sure.
Yes.
My anime of the year.
All right. And then best new series, Call of the Night, really good. Recommend it. Edge Runners, of course, like we talked about. Lycra's Recoil, recommend it. My Dress Up Darling, if you're into wholesome romance, highly recommend. Your boy Kong Ming. I heard that was funny as hell. I haven't gotten around to that. And the last one is Spy Family.
I'd say Spy Family just because it's one of the few that I've really.
Yeah, Spy Family. I mean, because new series makes me think it's ongoing, you know.
Yeah,
and Cyberpunk.
That's why I can't give it to Cyberpunk because I don't feel like Cyberpunk's actually going to come back.
No,
and it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. But if they did something else in that world,
fine if they did another Cyberpunk anime. But yeah,
Right, just completely different group of characters. I'll be down for that.
Right.
Man, that Sandevistan was fucking nasty though. Oh
Right.
my god.
Right.
That made me want to go get the game like more than anything and do a David build.
It's a solid build. Like,
yeah, I watched the video. I'm like, man, this shit's
in game it gives you bullet time, and you also move fast. It's nutty. It's a fun build.
Trying to push up on Adam Smasher.
Ruin his life. But yeah, my vote went to Call of the Night because I feel like that's going to come back, and I've been really enjoying that series.
Is it about wolves?
No, it's about vampires.
That was my next guess.
Yeah, basically, boy, disillusioned. Kind of struggling out there, feeling a little lost, not really that connected. So he goes wandering around the town at night and runs into a vampire, and they hang out.
The end.
You all right, white boy?
I've actually seen stuff like I saw a Giga video about that. Or it might have been the Anime Man, but I definitely saw a video. And I just found a Chibi Gundam Ariel on Amazon. Why would you fucked up my suggestions, Shailen?
Suggestions.
Because this one's cheaper than any of the other ones, and it's small, so it means I can put it places. Can make space for a small Gundam.
Oh no! I don't recommend SDs.
Why not? It looks cool as shit to me.
I mean, yeah, no, like, okay. SD stands for super deformed. They're your cheapies. They look like beat-em-ons.
Oh no, not the battle beat-em-on.
Tell me that's not a beat-em-on without the whole shooter in his chest. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I'd mess with it. I honestly want to kind of check out that SD
Actually, its
Gundam
dimensions
game.
aren't that much higher than the high grade that I put in there.
Yeah, but the high grade is $50 more than this SD Gundam.
No, the high grade is $35. No, it's $30
something dollars.
$34 more. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, I guess we should talk about these layoffs that happened in the industry this past week. I know Microsoft alone laid off 10,000 people. And that's across like 343 Industries. That's across Bethesda, which they just bought. That's across pretty much like every segment of the entire games industry.
Of the entire tech industry. Like,
right.
Not just games. The entire tech industry is shedding jobs. Again. Like, it's a bit ridiculous. And to add to that list, Riot had an unknown amount of layoffs. Blizzard did layoffs.
Fandom.
Fandom.
Because I know Giant Bomb got bought by Fandom, and then after that, just like within just the last week, like since the beginning of the year, the amount of layoffs just in general, like not even just in tech and in games and in media and all these different things, just the amount of layoffs in general has just been kind of crazy. So
happens when companies lay off that economic heroin,
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's like if you're reporting record profits, you could afford to pay your employees. Like you could afford to like just keep people employed instead of laying them off.
Right.
Just to like make even more money.
The money though. Because you can't just make money. You have to make all of the money.
Yep.
Yep. Honestly, I hope this leads to the creation of some smaller independent studios who go on to make some fucking bangers.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it's worked so far.
End up getting cut out of the market. I really hope so. I mean, that's also like the origin story of a lot of the great companies that aren't really great anymore.
Right. And like we were talking to Darren from the Rusty Rupees the other night about what even like a lot of these media companies, because like Giant Bomb is kind of the full circle of, and like kind of funny is kind of getting into the late stage of like, you leave, go independent, do your thing, grow that independent brand, and then eventually have to fall under one of these umbrellas and then like essentially sell out. And like, because Giant Bomb had like an entirely different team, because like the last person to go was Jeff Gerstmann, and once he left, Giant Bomb just became like, all right, this is entirely new people.
That's how it tends to go.
Yeah, didn't it like basically become a GameSpot podcast?
Yeah, it had a lot of people from GameSpot, but those people would work for, to show how small of a thing it became. You could work for GameSpot and Giant Bomb.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be some sort of like job security.
Oh yeah, they need unions. The tech industry need unions.
Like, especially with the way that it's happening, like some people legit find out by seeing those articles, like, what?
Yep.
What? Or they try to go to work, their car doesn't work anymore. It's like, oh, if your car's not working, you've been fired.
I'm not in the habit of respecting the French, but if one thing they understand is that if you piss off the laborers, they'll set the city on fire.
Right, they'll go riot. Like, they tried to add 2 years to their retirement.
Like, and cut off one of their vacation months.
They hit the streets.
Heck, firefighters lit themselves on fire and started throwing themselves at cops. Like, how fucking based is that? That's fucking...
Oh, yeah, the cops versus firefighter.
Right, the firefighters like... literally lit themselves on fire and threw themselves at the cops.
We need an anime based on that.
Wild.
But that's also like... But also remember, in America, when we had our protests, every city got insanely more police funding. So that's the one difference I could actually say in defense of America. Our police have bigger guns. Like actual surplus military gear.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. We can just get some powdered sugar and call it fentanyl and just start throwing it at them. Suck it down. Take care of them anyway.
That's a great way to get shot.
That is an excellent way. You already have the black buff.
L's. Look up the Mud Wizard. That was the funny. That was awesome.
Oh
hilarious.
Yeah,
the fucking Mud Wizard.
I have no choice but to believe it.
No. That's exactly what happened. The Mud Wizard, entirely too powerful. We just need to bring out. We need our own Mud Wizards.
All right.
All we have is concrete and asphalt.
All right. Does anybody have a one more?
They're harder than mud. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm done.
All right. Anybody got a one more thing?
FTP?
Yeah. We don't fuck with Po.
Okay. Well, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet. CheesyControllerPodcast.com. Follow me on Twitter at Anton63X's. Talk to me about The Witch from Mercury. Let me know how excited you are for season 2. Chris, where can people find you?
You can follow me at Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
With Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X. And Anton, you should watch G Gundam next.
G Gundam?
Yes.
That's on Crunchyroll or?
Who knows?
Alright, well, it looks like Jalen's on it. So This has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Long Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.